Hi, everyone. Welcome back to K&J Stitches. I'm Melissa.
I'm Jenny.
Jenny is back with us this time to show so much stuff that she's been working on over the past few months. So we'll try to keep it short because we're both kind of getting ready for Christmas. So we're going to show some FFOs and finishes and whips. And I think that's all we're going to do this time, just to keep it to a manageable length.
Right.
So yeah. Jenny, did you have any FFOs?
So it's been about a year since I've done a video.
Oh, you've got FFOs then, right? Or just finishes?
You know, I'm not so good at the FFO part, but I do have three FFOs. One I was working on during the last video. That one I finished and framed. I don't have it with me, but I have a photo. That's the finish.
That's so cool.
And I used just black DMC and then petite treasure braid. I'm not a fan of the Kreinik, so I use the petite. And then for a Christmas present for my boyfriend's mom, I finished the whale in the bottle, and that is like, I don't know why it's coming out like super bright. Let me see.
And that you put that on your Instagram too, so.
Yeah. So she loves whales, and I thought that would be a really cute finish for her.
That is really cute. I enjoyed watching that come along while you were stitching it.
It's a cute little. And then this year I just did an ornament, and I did the Grinch ornament from Brooks Books.
Brooks Books, yeah.
And then there's the back side.
That is adorable.
I can't remember which, I don't know, but he's like holding an ornament, so.
That's so cute. I watch that every year.
And then I dated it down here at the bottom. But yeah, I didn't do an ornament last year, but I would still like to do one. I kind of skipped last year, but those are my FFOs. So
awesome. 3
in a year, you know, that's pretty good for me.
Yeah, that's not bad. I'm the same way. I struggle. I had 3 since the last video I did. One of them is not for me though, so it was like a forced FFO because I had to get it done before I go to Texas for Christmas. So where did I put them? Oh, here they are. So one that I did in October because I was feeling the Darktober stitching, and even since then I've now been watching horror Christmas movies this month. So I've just been in a mood to watch as many horror movies as I can. So anyway, I finished this guy. I'm not going to be able to get a good angle here, but that's all right. It's Michael Myers by the Witchy Stitcher, and it's stitched on 32 count jack-o'-lantern linen by Fiberlicious. So he turned out really well. He had like kind of a weird sun thing behind him that I didn't really like, so I didn't stitch that part. Plus, I like the fabric so much, I just wanted to show it. So
that fabric is awesome.
Yeah,
it's definitely one of your best traits is picking out awesome fabric for your stitches.
I'm not super creative, and so when I get to do little things like that where I can kind of be creative, then that makes me happy. Okay, and then this one I actually made for my sister. I don't think she watches these, so I'll just show it. Shayna, if you're watching this, don't watch it, or fast forward like a minute. But she got engaged, and her fiance are building a house in the Waco area in Texas. So I stitched them a little surprise gift for her house. So this one doesn't have glass, so that's fine. Yeah. So it's called A House Is, and it is by Stitches Through the Years, and it's just on 18 count oatmeal Aida that I had in my stash, and it's I believe all DMC. I think they have fancy flosses for it, but I just used the DMC. I actually did do a fancy floss on the house and on this pot that I just had in stash. I didn't like follow any kind of color, whatever. So anyway, and this is just a cheap little frame I got on Amazon, and I framed it without glass so I could take it down in the suitcase without worrying about the glass breaking. So yeah,
that's a cute finish.
Thank you. And then the last one is, even though I have now gotten my stepmother back into cross stitching, she still insists that I make her an ornament every year. So I have branched out from Mill Hills, and I've been trying to do more like from the just cross stitch ornament issues. And so this year I found a cute one, and it is called Singing Snow Trio by Praiseworthy Stitches. So I stitched this up, and I did not realize how much 1/1 it had on it, but here, I'll show you. This is my finish of it. It's a pretty big ornament. I mean, you can see here's my hand. So, but I got a new camera. Hopefully we can get this. There we go. So all the Let It Snow lettering is 1/1. This is on a 32 count mint splash Lugana. And then all of these are 1/1, the background and the lettering. And then it had some beading in the tree, and I kind of changed the beads to, I added some, it was just like red and white beads, but I added some green in there too. I just thought it was cute. But yeah, and some straight stitches, and of course French knots for all the eyes and buttons going down. So
well,
and then
here,
I just,
it looks great.
Thank you.
French knots look amazing.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, I mean, you know, they're French knots, they're never perfect,
Right,
but
right.
and then I do have a little bit of pucker, you can't see it, but there's a little bit of puckering in through here just from the glue, because I'm still learning how to like finish this stuff, and I don't sew, so this is all finished with glue and hot glue and Eileen's tacky glue stuff. But anyway, I thought it turned out really cute. I think she'll like it.
All our FFOs. And do we want to do finishes?
Let's do finishes.
Yay.
Jenny, you can go first again.
I have a lot this time.
Yay!
I was like kind of on a roll this year, and
You were.
started pulling out some old whips, and I managed to get a lot of them done. So I started this one as a sow with my friend Alicia and Ray.
Hi, Alicia and Ray.
I think I won. They're not, I don't think they've done much on theirs, but they have a lot more whips than I do. So it's a little bit easier for me to get them done. Now, of course, I can't remember whose pattern this is off the top of my head, but I can go ahead and I'll make a list on the bottom of our video of who the designer is and what because I have it, I just am not prepared. So
was it one of the like the Russian designers or something?
Yeah,
I feel like it was. Yeah.
Yeah.
And the whale too, wasn't it?
Yeah.
One of the names I can't pronounce.
Yes.
I'm not cultured. Yeah.
So I'll link those at the bottom. And then I did Summers at the Lake. Why? Don't know.
Cricket collection.
Yes, cricket collection. Thank you. So I started this one a while back and finished that up. In the middle it says vintage. It's probably a little hard to see. It kind of blends in.
I can see it. Yeah.
And then the bottom says summer. Summer? Yeah.
Yeah.
I like this one because it has all like the old swimsuits. So
those are my kind of swimsuits. Yeah. I like those.
All right. Cover up. And then I finished what you and I were doing.
Yay.
Electra. I finished that in July of this year. Well, we started that in, oh wait, no, not July. No, I was doing this in our last video.
Yeah.
And, yeah, and so I finished that one. I just used the black beads. Or no, I used the red beads. I think you used the black beads to finish yours, right?
Yeah. And that was on Jack-o'-lantern too, right? By Fiberlicious.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a gorgeous fabric.
It is. It's one of my favorite. I love all of hers, but
yeah. And then then I have Sweet Dreams by the Witchy Stitcher. I would like to frame this. Well, I'd like to frame them all, but hang it over my bed. So that one, this one only took, I started in May and finished it in September.
You stitching that inspired me to stitch Michael Myers because because I have that Freddie one in my stash, but then I also had Michael and I was like, well, I don't want to copy her exactly. So I'll stitch this other one. But yeah, I want to stitch that one maybe next October. That'd be fun. Oh, that's cool.
And then I finished, so I started this at the Colorado retreat and in 2019.
Mm-hmm.
And I finished it. It's from Sea to Shining Sea. And let me think who did this.
Cottage
something.
I always get Country Cottage and Little, I can't remember.
Wow, we are not organized. Little House Needleworks.
Little House, okay. I get those two confused. I don't know why.
Yeah. So I started in September 2019 and then I finished it in October of this year.
I love that.
Yeah. And then finally, Autumn Lane Stitchery. Dark Queen of the Sea, Sal. I didn't particularly like the bead, like for her necklace kind of matched like with, I think, purple hair or something, I don't know, but I wanted to match the bead with the hair that I chose, so I actually replaced the bugle beads on her necklace, and then like on the sides I replaced those with gold ones. And then I used like this turquoise bead for her necklace. I did add these are beads here on the top by her crown. So I made that a little bit bigger and then put the beads on there. And I think for the most part, I didn't use, I think is there bugle beads here? I don't know. I just used red. It's hard to see. My lighting in here sucks, but I use like red beads on that. And I think that's the only changes that I made.
I'm so glad you did the mystical signs in her tentacles, because I think those really make it. Those are,
you know, badass. I have quite a bit of tattoos and I thought it was really cool. That's not something I could have left out anyway. No. So, and then I did like, I think they had used like blue, like baby blue beads in the top, and I didn't like the way that looked, so I replaced those all with black beads. And I think it looks kind of cool. I think it was your idea. You were saying it was like an oil spill kind of look. So
yes,
these are actually like what is it called? Where they're like kind of oil spilly looking. So
like peacock looking.
Yeah, they're like blue and purple and gold, and so they kind of change color. But
that's awesome.
I love it.
And I mean, you stayed pretty caught up with that, I feel like with the Sal.
I'm not a huge fan of Sal's because I feel like I have to keep up with it. And so what I tend to do is not work on anything else but the Sal until I finish for that month.
Right.
And I don't know if you know, but there was a point in this where I think we did like 5,000 stitches in a month. And that about killed me. I think I fell a little bit behind on that one. But that's a lot for
yeah,
for a Sal. Like, you know, you typically figure like a couple hundred stitches maybe is usually what you get. So I don't really like doing Sals because I feel like I have to stay caught up.
Right.
Although I am going to be doing the cottage.
See, it's happening again.
So bad with these names. A Year in the Woods.
Yes.
Sal. I'm gonna be doing that one. So
I bought the fox already.
Did you?
Got some fabric. Yes, I want to start that really soon.
So I just ordered the fabric.
What fabric are you doing the call for?
I'm not, because I'm having a hard time finding it.
Yeah.
Everybody's apparently Picture This Plus is only doing wholesale. So every site that I've gone to, they've been out of stock. I don't know if it's because of this particular sal that everyone's buying it or what, but I went ahead and just chose some similar colors. I just ordered them last week, so it'll probably take a month or so with COVID and everything for them to get here. So,
right.
Yeah, as soon as that gets in, because I mean, we're already behind, right?
Yeah.
19 days into the month. So
I don't care about that. I just like the fox, and I may or may not do the other ones depending on what they look like, but definitely doing the fox. It's cool.
I got 28 count fat quarter of each. So I do plan on doing like the 3 on the season. So I only bought for the first 2 just because I think like December's on one and then March and April's on another fabric. So I order those for now, and then I'll get the rest as it gets closer to stitching on those ones. So
yeah,
fabric is expensive.
It is. If you guys are hearing tapping, I'm sorry. There's birds outside, and I have one of those window feeders, and the doves are so dumb they just like run right into it and then fall. And so I'm hearing all this like pecking and tapping and things like that. So it's the birds, not me.
Until you said something, and I'm like, oh, there is some tapping.
What is that noise? Yeah.
But yeah, so I will be doing that, Sal, and I think those are pretty big. So we'll see how I keep up with them.
I've seen a couple people who started them, and they're like pretty far through already. Like on Instagram, I've seen a couple people kind of knocking them out. So, and I'm actually I got a 28 count dusk. I know we're talking about something that we haven't even shown you a picture of, everyone, but it's maybe we can find a picture and insert it here or something if that's not too much trouble. Yeah, it's a really cute little design, and I'm gonna stitch mine 1/1 on 28 count so that it's tiny. And I got some dusk by Picture This Plus. It's kind of like a blue gray, so I think that'll look good.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to anything with animals.
I know, and I love it when we're stitching the same thing because that doesn't happen very often. So
yeah. I know, right? Well, you're getting into the whole sampler thing, and
yeah, I wax and wane. Some days I'm into it, and other days I'm like, so. But I like stitching letters.
I haven't gotten into those yet. So.
Yeah. Well, cool. I guess we should just move on to. I got finishes, so I'll just go through these. I've had 3 finishes. The first one is Quaker Gone Haunted by Michelle Ink Design. Sorry about the light coming through it. Dang it. Hang on. I'm copying all the floss tubers out there who do this, but there we go. There it is. It's called, Quaker Gone Haunted, Michelle Ink, 32 count linen. This is unnamed linen from the 2018 Halloween box by Color and Cotton. It's a really pretty mottled color, but good neutral. And the flosses are all just like fancy flosses I pulled from Stash, because there's only 5 colors in this. So I just kind of picked my own colors. I think most people did pick their own colors. So
very cool.
Yeah, I was happy with it. And then I just finished this last night, so it's wrinkled. So sorry about that. But I did Elizabeth Adelsey by Hedgerow Stitching for Betsy and her stupid tumor Sal. Again, I picked my own colors. There are probably like 8 or 9 colors in this. And it's a mix between picking my own and the call for if I had it. I wasn't going to go out and buy an extra. But it's on a 40 count driftwood Verdal even weave by Silk Weavers. It's like it has a name, so I guess it's not a one-off, but I got it from like their flash sales that they had on Facebook sometimes. So, but I have so much left. Like this is 1/4 of the fabric. So I'm thrilled because I love Verdal and I love this color. So I'll be able to stitch other things on it too. Yeah.
You still have some room on that, even that.
Oh, yeah,
fabric.
I've got the whole other back side, and then I could even stitch something small on the bottom on that side. So. And then my last one, which is a big finish, I started this back in 2018. So besides my Haid, which I started in 2018, I've only gotten like 2 pages out of 40 done. This was my oldest whip, and it's Prairie Life Sampler by Heartstring Samplery. It's on the Called For Homespun Linen by R&R, but I picked 32 count at the time because in 2018, that's what I was stitching on. I think the Call For was like a 36, but same color. So, and it's a mix of the Called For DMCs and the Called For Fancy Flosses, again, depending on what I could get at the time. But I have my initials in here. I put my son's initials in the little like embroidery hoop. And then I just did LIW for Laura Ingalls Wilder because I don't know, I read all the books when I was a kid and it really meant a lot to me. And I just think it's really, really cute. And yeah, get it framed up. And I love the bear over there. And I love doing all the trees. And then all the little people were a pain in my butt, but they turned out cute. And then of course, Pet and Pat, the horses, and I like the saying. So yeah. Yeah. Once I set my mind to it, you know.
Remember you were stitching on that when you lived here.
Yes. Yes, it has been quite a long road. So I'm glad it's done. I too have been trying to focus on my whips this year, although I still have started like 10 things, but
right.
You know, I've started them. I haven't really done much with them. So yeah. Yeah, that's all I had for finishes.
All right.
Cool.
So whips, I guess. Yep. I currently have 3 active whips. I have 8 total, but only 3 that I'm currently working on. So I'll just show you the ones I'm working on.
You're below 10.
Huh?
You're below 10. That's good.
That's because I did all those finishes. Actually, no, I have 4 whips. 1, 2, 3, 4 whips. 4 that I'm working on. So, and then with plans to start a few things in the new year. So, so I went to Puerto Rico, and everything I have is typically 28 count besides my Haid, which is 25. And, you know, like on a plane, trying to stitch on 28 count with minimal lighting is a pain. So I needed something. I don't particularly like Ada, but it's easy to work with, and in crappy lighting, it works good. So I just chose a white 18 count Ada, and I chose this pattern.
Now, what's this from? I don't know the connotation. Is it from like a show or?
I don't even know.
It's just, yeah, it's just cute.
I just thought it was cool. So,
it is.
And this is how far I've gotten.
Oh,
so I stitched on it for probably like, I was in Puerto Rico for 10 days. So this is about what I got done in 10 days. So almost.
The coverage looks great.
Yeah, I thought, you know, it's 18 count Ada.
Yeah, that helps.
I prefer 18 count over all of them. So had this in my stash, and it's a small, it's only, well, on 16 count, it's 81 by 112. So it's a small piece. But,
oh yeah, that's not bad.
So just something with minimal lighting, and, you know, even being in Puerto Rico, I didn't have my aught light. So just needed something basic. And then I started Sakura from Autumn Lane Stitchery. I figured this would be a really good companion piece to the koi fish that I did. I figured they would go really good together. And hopefully in about 2 years, we are planning a trip to Japan. So kind of in a Japanese mood. So I did the called for fabric on that.
That looks amazing.
Don't recall what it is, but that's how far I've gotten so far. I am in love with this piece. I can't stop stitching it. Is that shading in the skirt? on
Yeah.
here.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, this is all a couple
That looks
different
so
colors on
good.
red. Yeah, I love their designs.
Yeah.
But I have a feeling I think it's as big as the Dark Queen. So it's a pretty big piece. So, but I can't get enough. I love their designs.
And that's a fiberlicious fabric you said? Or did you say?
Man, let me see. I have everything written down and I probably should have done better about writing everything.
That's what I was doing before we started this, like frantically writing down information.
Yeah. So this is actually a 32 count Belfast linen and it's called Memory by Picture This Plus.
Okay. Yeah, it's pretty.
I got this from a stitching shop like a year ago. So, and then two Hades I'm working on. This one is actually retired. So this is Romeo and Juliet, and it's by Sarah Butler. I've been dying to do this one for quite some time, and I happened to see the chart on eBay. So the second I saw it, I bought it. So this one's on 25 count.
That looks good.
And I've been working on this one quite a bit as well. I figure it's fairly small, 6 by 21. So, which for me is kind of small considering.
All for a Hade, right?
Yeah. And I apologize for the lighting. Everything's pretty yellow in here. And then my next Hade, this one I'm doing on a 25 count mushroom Lagana. This one's quite a bit bigger. It is 14 by 31, so it's 350 by 795 stitches. So it's gonna be huge. But I just love this design so much. She's so gorgeous. And this is
like pretty but creepy.
Yeah, she's got snakes and then like a cool little skull.
Yeah.
Headdress and so on this one, I think I'm like barely just under 2% done on it.
It looks really good already though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's kind of fuzzy from my screen, but yeah, it's that this is a big one. So yeah. I'll be working on this one for the next 20 years.
That's how I feel about Camelot. So it's all right. It's not a race, you know, it's the fun of it, right?
Right. No, and I really enjoy working on this. I'm using Pattern Keeper on my phone. So it's been really easy to keep up. I usually use paper patterns and highlight. So this is a little new for me, but you think working in IT, I'd be more apt to use tech savvy stuff, but I like the old fashioned paper and highlighter. So
yeah,
but that's all I got for whips.
Nice
for now.
Good. Well, you guys know I have many whips. I'm actually down to 23. I'm trying to get below 20. That's kind of my goal, but I want to start something new soon, the Fox soon, so it's gonna go back up, but I'm gonna try and finish some stuff, but we'll see. So since the last video, I worked on 6 different whips of mine, so I'm just going to show those. A lot of them I worked on for sampler September. So I don't really know. I mean, this is called Patchwork Sampler, so I assume I could include it in there, but this is the design. Just the alphabet with cool little motifs in between, but it's by Chlorami Designs, and stitching it on a 40 count old mushroom linen by XJU design, and hold it the right way. I'm using a thread gatherer silk in Plum Preserves. So that's where I got on that. I basically worked on this here, and then I started the next letter. And I may have finished that too. I'm not sure. I think I just did this. But anyway, I only worked on it for a few days. So yeah, it's looking good.
That one looks like it's pretty good size.
It is quite large. Let's see, 302 by 302.
Oh wow, yeah.
It's a big mama. I'll be working on that for a while, I think. Excuse me, nose is running. Okay, and this one is the Anna Omen 1873 by Leela's Studio. And it has strings hanging off it. That's okay. I'm stitching this on a 40 count linen called Spring Wind, I think, by XJU Design. And I'm stitching it with a sulky that's variegated. So this is all one color thread, but it goes from, I think it's called Peacock. So it goes from like, I'm not getting very good coloration here, but it goes from like a blue, like a sky blue, to a darker blue, to a, you know, light green to a dark green situation, to kind of a tan. So yeah, it's really pretty. And I mean, I'm more than half done on this. I mean, I really could knock it out pretty quickly if I set my mind to it. I may take it down to Texas with me, but
see, and you should do that. That's how I got all my finishes done. Like I had old pieces and I'm like, why have I not worked on these? And I knocked them out. So
right, exactly. It's silly. Yeah, this is 4088. Yeah, there we go.
Cool. That's a really pretty color.
Yeah, it's really different. You know, I saw a lot of people doing the red, but I thought it would be fun to do a little bit of a different colorway. So this one's I started this inauguration day. It's Oh Joyous. Is it Oh Joyous or Oh Joyful? Oh Joyous Day. Blackbird Designs. I'm stitching it on Ada, which I think may have been a mistake, but that's okay. I'm gonna fight through it. But it's a 16 count peanut Ada by Be Stitch Me, and I'm using, like, I believe, a mix of the DMCs and the called for, like, fancy flosses. So I do what I want. My colors are weird. See, it's starting to get dark here, so.
I know. I'm like yellow.
I should have started early in the day. That's my bad.
I know. I'm not trying.
Let's see. Okay, I got 3 more. This guy is so cute, and I've been having so much fun with him, and I'm going to keep working on him. I guess I should say them. But this is Frank's Family Portrait by Glendon Place.
You've gotten a lot on that done. I remember when you started that back up.
But look at him. He is everything.
So cute. That looks like a lot of back stitching.
Dude, it was so much. It was like 2 days of back stitching on him. Well, you know, 2 evenings. Because I'll stitch after all the boys go to bed. But it's on, so the call for fabric is Meyer, but like the Meyer linen. This is the Meyer, Picture This Plus Meyer Ada 14 count. So yeah, I mean, I'm very close to being done. It's really just her.
Mm-hmm.
And that's it, I'm pretty sure. So let's see. Let's take a look, shall we? Yeah. Just her. So
you could
that
easily
one I want to
have 2 finishes right there.
Yeah.
In a couple weeks. If you
yes. I don't think it's going to happen before, you know, end of the year, but that's okay. Okay, and then the next one is Mary Katherine Harris, aka the Zebra Sampler. It's on I'm on an XJU kick here. It's on an XJU 40 count Farm Fresh Eggs linen. Trying to cover it, so let's see.
That's a cute fabric too.
Isn't it cute?
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, I got to the zebra. That's his ears right there. So the zebra is all down here. I got the top part done. I don't think I have a picture of this. No, I just have the pattern. But Jenny, I can try and send you a picture to put in or whatever.
Sure.
And this is by Erna Hiscock. and it was a weird way you had to buy it. You had to like email her and all this other rigmarole to get to it, but yeah, just paid her through PayPal and she sent it to me in an email, and it was fine. And I'm using Cauldron Silk by Bee Stitch Me on it, and then the white, which is just kind of some fill in here and in the zebra, I'm just using like a DMC. I don't even know which one, but so I worked on that during Sampler September as well. That and Anna Omen. So, and then the last thing I worked on, which I've been working on recently. Whoa, I'm out of focus. Stop. There we go. I got a new camera and it has autofocus, which sometimes works and sometimes doesn't work. Okay. So this one is one of the temperature charts by Stitch and Mommy. So I have been trying to catch up because I hadn't worked on it since mid-August. So in the past 2 weeks, I've gotten September, October, November, and I've started December. So I'm almost caught back up. This is on a 25 count Windsong Lugana. It's got sparkles in it, which you can't see, by Silkweaver, and it's 1/1. And it's just the call for DMC palette there. So you can see the drama that happened in Texas here in February. And then July was just crazy, crazy hot. And thank God it's cooled down quite a bit. So now I think it's about 37 degrees here right now. So it's been cold this week.
You guys are colder than we are.
Yeah. Yeah, snow and just cold. So anyway, I think it looks really good on the Windsong. Really pops.
Yeah, it really does.
Yeah, it'd be fun to finish. And it's not very big, you know. Here's my hand. So
well, 1/1, yeah.
Yeah. Usually I don't like it, but I don't mind 1/1 on Lugana. I don't like it on linen at all, but I'll do it on Lugana. So yeah, that's what. Oh yeah, and I forgot one more. I had a new start, and it doesn't look like much, so I'll just show it really quickly. This is the one you've been seeing everywhere. The Mary Morgans. I think they're having a sale on it called like the Lisa Frank sale because it's got all these crazy colors in it. So I started in the corner. So literally, like that's all I have. It's just the corner. But yeah, it's cute. And it's all DMC. And I already had fabric for it. That's also Fox and Rabbit. It's a 40 count paper bark linen by Fox and Rabbit. So I've got the design by Fox and Rabbit and the fabric, just for the fun of it. So, and that's it. Let's see, should we talk about what should I take to Texas for Christmas? What whips? I was thinking Anna Omen for sure because it's only one thread color.
Well, you have pretty low count. Are you taking a light with you?
I probably should. I probably should, yeah.
I have a hard time. I mean, I have perfect vision. I don't wear glasses or contacts or anything, but even like when I go to my boyfriend's house and I'm trying to stitch on 28 count, like I typically stitch with an aught light right there. So I have a hard time even at his house. Like,
yeah, I do have an aught light, so I'll probably bring that. That's a good point. I should write that down on my packing list. But I'm trying to think of easy things. I mean, the only Ada one that I have is Frank's. So I guess I could take that, but it's a lot of color changes. I don't know. Yeah, I might do that.
Just do one you're close to finishing.
No.
I mean, not that you probably won't finish it while how long are you going to be there?
Like a week and a day, you know. So, but you know, lots of I mean, I haven't seen these people in like 2 years because we didn't go down last year because of COVID. So yeah, hopefully I'll be busy, but can fit some time, you know, some stuff in. My stepmother, I got her back into stitching because she went with me to a stitching shop in Denver And that got her just right back into it. And she's one, her and my mom both taught me how to stitch when I was like 11. So it's cool to have her stitching again, because she hasn't stitched in a long time. And now she's just great. Like, she's cranking them out. She sends me all these pictures, like, this one's done 2 days later, this one's done, so she's, very good at it, and she stitches beautifully. And it's fun to see it. Sometimes I'm like, can I post that on my Instagram so other people can see it? Because it's amazing. But I try not to do that too much, but I like to show off her
One
stuff.
of my coworkers, we share not an like office space area, like we have our own offices, but we're kind of in the same area. And she's a friend of mine, but she also started stitching last year because of the COVID. And I am just so excited. I mean, she does Halloween stuff all year round because she's kind of gothic like that, but I'm so excited to have someone else. I've gone to her house a couple times and we've had, a stitch in for a couple hours, and it's nice to have someone that, since you're not here anymore. But
you can come visit me this summer.
I will for sure.
Yes, cool. Well, and I also want to give a special shout out to my friend who I work with, Terry. Her son Dakota watches us and enjoys our floss tube, and I want to say thank you, Dakota, for watching. And yeah, I appreciate you. You're an awesome kid.
Hey, Dakota, thank you.
Cool. Well, that's all I had. Do you have any special stitching plans you want to talk about, or are we good?
No, like I said, I have some starts coming up.
Yeah.
But I will save those for the next video.
All right. I can't wait.
I assume by then I'll have started them. So
yeah, I
figure with 4 active whips, I can add a few, especially since all my friends have like 3 times more than what I do. So I can join a little bit.
To cut back.